Let's do this. Yes, I see someone noticed the new tops. These are coming soon. Don't worry, guys. Bulletproof mindset. Representing. Representing, man. I think everyone on the line should start their own clothing brand. Just have like different, so many different clothing brands, right? We're all just buying from each other. That'd be great. Uh, listen, guys, as you know, as part of the system, we have a weekly mindset call. All right, quick checkup from the neck up, and a quick, just inventory, a self inventory. Make sure that you're all aware. I put something on my story mode today saying you can't solve a problem if you haven't noticed that problem. Okay, you might be the problem. Um, you know, uh, quick tip before we move into things. I'm going to go ahead and talk about and explain what I mean, but I want you to all become observers of yourself. Okay, so observing your own behaviors, observing your own behavior, not just being the one doing the behaviors, observing your behaviors. When you tap into that, you're already on a different level of consciousness. It's called self-awareness. Okay, called self-awareness. It's a very important thing, especially with what we've got to talk about today. I want to welcome all the new people. I know there's guests on the line as well, and there's also going to be people watching this back on the replay. For those that don't know me, before I got into this environment, before I got into this way of living, thinking, I was a complete mess. Okay, so if you think of someone and try and describe someone's life that you would not want, that's probably going to be my life. Okay, struggling mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, didn't even know who God was, what that was, any of that stuff. I was just so off the other end of the spectrum. It is incredible to the point of woke up the one morning and I was going to take my own life because I thought that was the actual next step that I needed to take. God gave me a vision, showed me what my little brother God showed me my dad telling my little brother that his older brother is no longer here. And I actually saw my little brother's reaction and I could not go ahead and do it. It was, when like you get a quick flash and your mind works really fast, doesn't it? Because I just explained like a quick like 10-minute movie, but it wasn't. It's in a split second. That's kind of how our mind works. And I just couldn't go it. And I thought, you know what? Round two, we played a bit of the new Call of Duty over Christmas because we were trying to pretend to be normal. It was like, what do normal people do? They like play Xbox. Yeah, we'll just what's the new Xbox game? I actually Googled what's the latest Xbox game out, Call of Duty. So I bought Call of Duty. And when you die, you get respawned, right? That's kind of what happened to me in real life. So it's like round two. I died spiritually, respawn. Well, I was like, well, didn't like how that life went. So I'm gonna have to do something a little bit different this life. Let's try something different. It was almost like I lost all emotional connection to all my friends, all emotional connection to my family, all emotional connection to the girl that I was with at the time. And I didn't care about losing or pushing away anyone. And I literally found the book Rich Dad Poor Dad at work. It was there on the Monday, and I thought, what's that book over there? It's this Chinese guy in there. Rich Dad Poor Dad. It's quite... Anyway, left it there. Next day, I went in there. It's there again, which is on a different table. Wednesday, there again, and I was like, Thursday, I remember saying to myself, if that book's still in the canteen, I'm taking it, right? And it was there on Thursday, and I thought, fuck, I'm gonna read it. I read that book. How weird is that? I found Rich Dad Poor Dad in a factory full of fat, loudmouth losers. I found Rich Dad Poor Dad. How did that book get in there? Who was reading that book? That's a God thing, right? And I read this book. I say fat, loudmouth losers to actually connect me being lazy as if you don't do today's tasks, Jake, you're going to be fat, lazy, depressed. So don't think that I'm calling. Do you get what I'm saying? I talk to me in a way that gets me moving. If you don't resonate with that, you need to find your way of getting you moving. I'm not saying it to offend you. I'm actually, quite a good guy. I just have to program myself to get moving and grooving, right? Anyway, it changed my life. Found Law of Attraction, found Bob Proctor, Think and Grow Rich, The Strangest Secret. All of these things started to happen. Literally started to attract all these different audios, and it was crazy. Started to snowball, and it was almost like I became excited about life again, and I really dived deep into how the mind works. And then I decided, you know what, I want to become one of these people that actually, have this impact on other people because this information has saved my life. And I know right now that all of these people secretly are not in a good place either. They're not. They can't be. I mean, because I had a BMW, good body, I was young, and that they must be pretending. I don't know what's going on. Like what? So I just thought, you know what, I need to now put this information to the test. Who's had these similar thoughts, by the way? Everyone's like, I think it's like Jake's like, does he Jake? Was Jake in my life as well? And I started to like become super like, wow, is this real? And I didn't even care if it was real, if it wasn't real, I was gonna try it anyway. So I'm writing my gratitude out, I'm reading every single day. I mean, if it said any book that said mind on it, I was buying it and reading it. You know what I mean? Like I was just involved. And then I realized very quickly that, soon enough, my head was getting so full of information, but my life was actually staying the same. And whenever I talk to anyone about it, you know, well, you got to set goals, you got to be grateful. They're looking at me like, bro, what are you talking about, man? Like, you literally live the same life as me. Don't become all this like, have you like found Jesus? Like, what are you now, a preacher? Like, what? I don't get what's going on. What's all this positive self talk, right? What's all this positive talk? And then I realized very quickly that results is the language. Results is the language that people understand. Results opens people's minds, right? Before words do. Energy, your attitude, right? Self-awareness. I look at some people, I'm like, are they even aware of what they look like? Who's ever seen someone and thought, do they own a mirror? Do they actually know what a mirror is? Right? I'm just being so like you never know. You could know it all, but you haven't looked in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Like I just said, you can't fix a problem that you haven't noticed, right? So it's self-awareness, right? So anyway, guys, obviously you all know the rest of the story. Found this business, found this environment, just went all in, just learnt the game. Recognized that I had to get good at recruiting, had to get good at prospecting, had to get good at making people feel comfortable, had to get good at, developing trust for people, had to get good at being bold, and putting myself out there and documenting the journey. And I'm still getting good today. I'm still getting better today. I've still got the same mindset today. I'm still learning, still loving life, I'm still curious. I download information at a scary rate. I am always listening. I'm walking around the house with just my phone in my pocket. One of the best subscriptions I've ever bought was the YouTube subscription. No adverts, just best. I mean, guys, I should get a referral link for YouTube. Everyone needs to jump on the YouTube subscription right now, okay? Because it's just yeah. But I'm constantly downloading new information as well. It's just all the time, every meal, every just all the time, okay? And I wanted to talk about. I actually sent a video today to a few ladies, and I've just thought of another lady that needs this. So bear with me. And I I wanted to share a few things, and it's crazy how the universe works because my latest YouTube video, you're gonna see I'm talking about goals. I was talking to Claire last night, and I just said to Claire, let me just go to the conversation. I said to Claire, I said, what did I say? I don't think it was Claire. Could have been Abby. But basically, I said you have to actually develop the mindset of I'm gonna make this work. And let me just talk about this in a second, okay? So I just did a Facebook Live with Dan and I shared to him that I've never really struggled with the process. And the reason for that, I've struggled physically, like results wise, I've struggled like with being rejected, I've struggled with family, I've struggled financially, I've struggled externally, but mentally, because I knew that I was on the right roadmap and I was listening to the right people, I've never really doubted that. Does that make sense? You can have like a complete mess outside, but inside you kind of like you have this little compartment of peace that you're just grabbing onto because you know what you're around, you know what you're listening to, you know who you're listening to, you know that the person that you're listening to has the results and you're following the plan. So you've got a little compartment of peace, but everything else is chaos. So I've never really struggled from that standpoint, right? And I think that little compartment of peace is the reason why people signed up to me with me in the beginning, even though I had no results or no confidence in myself or anything. They still signed up with me because they could see that I was not in this just for the money. I was in it to learn. I was in it to get better. I was in it to grow. I was in it to experience life. I was in it to just see how far we can take this. I didn't care about their check. I didn't care about their commission check. Does that make sense? They could sense I was going to continue learning with or without them, is what I'm trying to say. If people can sense that your decision is gonna some way impact your process, they won't get started. It's an energy thing. Trust me, they won't. But I want to talk about goals. You already put the word goals in the chat. We can do a big Q&A, a little Q&A at the end. Got this nighttime drink, and it's like got magnesium in it and like chamomile. And when I drink, I'll be careful because after about 10 minutes of me drinking this, I'm like, my eyes start to shut. I'm like, so like if I fall asleep, you know why? Wow. Hot chocolate's real nice. Fuck, it's real hot as well. Shit. Goals. Okay. Most people think that the goals are the finish line, first of all. Okay, they're not. They're not the finish line. Meaning you're not supposed to be super excited about your next goal that you're going for, guys. Okay. The vision is what you're excited about. The goals are the little stepping stones. Okay, in between that. Okay, no one's got a coffee. I hope is that decaf? Or are you like planning to do like a night shift? Um, so it's not a finish line, okay? It's a service station. That's what it is. It's actually a service station. Cool, that's good. The difference is two things between winners and losers, the people that hit goals, people that don't hit goals, people that stay on the track and people that don't. Is the first thing is this: the winners, they have a different meaning and level of importance around the goal. They have a different level of meaning and importance around the goal. Okay. And number two is where they put their focus. But let's break down number one. So I want you to think about this. And you ain't got to do it right now, but just think about it in general. It's something you really should be thinking about all the time anyway. What happens as a result of you hitting your goal? What happens? Like, what does it unlock? How are you going to feel about you? Um, who do you need to become to hit your goal? Just some, just things that you should be really entertaining these thoughts all day, every day. Really, this is called motivation. Motivation is seeing yourself in a brighter future. So, you know, what happens as the result of you hitting your goal? What's going to happen? Is your wife going to be proud of you? Is your husband going to be proud of you? Are your kids going to look at you like, man, mom, I got superhuman as a parent? What happens as a result in your mind, right? Um, it could be physical as well. You hit certain rank. I'm quitting my job. What happens then? I mean, that's just the first, but you're quitting your job. Fantastic. Are you going to stay in the same location? Are you going to move? Are you going to move out the country? How are you going to feel about quitting your job? You're going to create a video celebrating, announcing it. You're going to make a YouTube video about it, right? You're going to have a photo outside the factory like this, just swearing at I'm joking. Wait, what are you gonna do? Right? What are you gonna do? You planned it out. Um, how's that gonna feel knowing that people are doubted, talk shit about, yeah, you ain't gonna do it. How's that gonna feel? Hmm. So I'm saying, like, winners, we create uncomfortable scenarios. We like put ourselves into a corner where this has to happen. We entertain these uncomfortable thoughts and we go there mentally. We dare to dream. What happens if you don't hit it? This is how you determine the meaning and importance of your goal, right? The difference between people that hit them and people that don't is this. What happens as a result? What happens if you don't hit it? What happens? Right. Now, this is like a kind of crossroads. This is kind of like a flow chart because you're not going to hit every goal, guys. Okay. You're not going to hit every goal. Or you probably will hit the goals, but you might not hit it when you think that you should hit it. Make sense? When I first got into this information, I was right. I wrote down 10 million, right? By the end of that, like that year, I think it was. Had like no self-awareness, no level of understanding about goals or anything like that. And it took me 4 years to hit my first goal that I wrote down, which is, doing 40,000 in 1 month. It took me 4 years to hit it. I didn't, so I missed the date by like 3 years, right? So what happens if you don't hit it? But here's where the crossroads happens. Okay, what happens is if you don't give it your all? You see, it's not just about hitting the goal. This is the thing that I'll need to understand month by month, week by week, as you're setting goals. It's what happens if you don't give it your all. Here's actually what happens. You're basically stealing from your own self-confidence. Winners know this. Winners actually are more scared not to do their best than they are to do their best because they understand that what happens is when you set a goal and your actions aren't in alignment with that goal, you're basically kidding yourself. Your paradigm's having a whale of a time. Your paradigm's like, fuck it now, man. You are a legend. Your goal's like, you're a donut. You are a donut. Your paradigm's like, you are an absolute legend. We're going to stay like this forever, me and you. I thought we were getting divorced. You looked like you were going to leave. You made this big decision, but you're staying the same. So it's cool, man. Let's stay together forever. You and your paradigm, man. But the goal, the second you start to act in alignment with your goal, your paradigm's like, oh no. And your goal's like, that's what I'm talking about, and gives you what's called self-esteem. God blesses you with awareness. God blesses you with the energy. God blesses you with the next step. God blesses you with the right words and actions at the right time for the accumulation of your goal. When you are giving it your all, and your all is going to differ. Need like a stirrer. Your all is going to differ from day to day. Makes sense. Sometimes there's no 2 days that you walk into a gym and you are the exact same strength. One day you're going to feel stronger. The next day you're going to feel a little bit stronger. One day, like, well, I did this last week, so let's just pick it up this week. Whoa, hang on a minute, it feels a bit different this week. What's going on here, man? Right? So you drop the weight a little bit and you do your maximum there. What matters is you did your maximum, not the actual result. This is what I need to all understand because a lot of you spend way too much time beating yourself up. Whereas you need to understand that you're in complete control of what you do, which I want to talk about next. Okay, here's the second thing about goals that where winners and not winners or not yet winners focus. Okay, inputs versus outputs. So inputs are actions you can control. For example, go in the gym, eating to your macros, prospecting a certain amount of people per day, how many posts you do on social media, right? Your attitude when you wake up, your attitude when you greet your spouse, your attitude when you meet a prospect, you can control all the inputs. You can't control the outputs. You don't know when that body fat's going to drop off. You don't know when that muscle vein is going to pop through the surface. You don't know when that person's going to reach out to you in the DMs and say, "Listen, I'm ready to join your network with my network." You don't know when you're going to get a phone call from the CEO. You don't know when you're going to get a phone call from me saying, "Hey, listen, can you start stepping up and presenting for the group?" You don't know. What you do know is what you can do, what you are doing every single day. Does that make sense? This takes the pressure off completely. It take because all you have to do, so is just focus on creating as many perfect days as you can. That's it. I'm gonna give you some habits in a second. So focusing on the result will always lead to disappointment. Always, 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 always lead to disappointment because when you get there, you're like, okay, it's not. I realize that because human beings, we don't actually get. Yes, okay, we may have a little spike of adrenaline, a spike of achievement, whatever it is, but we're proud of our actions, really. We're not. We're proud of our actions, right? Our actions build our self-esteem. It's not what we achieve. That's why you see high achievers still commit suicide. It's why you see, heavyweight champions of the world go depressed, and why you see multi-millionaires killing themselves because they don't understand where the sense of feel good now actually comes from. They don't. Personal development is the key. You should all watch that Donald Trump documentary slash new movie. He was at a stage in that movie where he didn't really have too much personal development. Thought it was all about achievement, 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 and his life was actually, apart from the achieving side of things, everything else was a complete mess. He had zero personal development. I look at people like Robin Williams and Chandler out of Friends, and all these people, their life just deteriorates because they've got no personal development. They don't know where happiness really comes from. They think they're like they just think they actually like got this disease called depression, this disease called, I'm addicted to alcohol. No, it's all a mental thing that you've just been locked in by. You're unaware. It's ignorance. There's only one problem in the world. It's ignorance. There's only one problem: not knowing. So focusing on the process will lead to self-mastery. Okay. Self-mastery is about being honest with yourself. And if you want to be a leader of people, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be so honest with you because it's actually impossible to be honest with other people if you are not honest with yourself, right? And today I watched a video. Like I told you, I digest information. I got this from Holton. He's always listening. He's always just downloading information. And I heard today the word nice. Everyone wrote down the word nice, right? Because I don't think many of you actually know the real meaning of the word nice. Nice, the original meaning of the word nice was unaware, ignorant. It then moved over time to silly, foolish. That's actually the real meaning of the word nice. Makes sense. So just really think about that. Oh, well, I'm scared of, letting go of my friends because, I've known them all my life. Foolish, silly, ignorant, unaware, but nice. Nice. Well, I want to go see my nanny. I want to go see my nan and have cup of tea and biscuits, and have some dumplings every day. Nice. Fucking silly. Really silly. Especially, like, come on, guys. So stop being so nice. The fuck, man? Who are you listening to? Jeez. If you all just drop being nice, mostly just hit your goals this week. You know what I do with some, well, Jay, what I do? Email support, leave, quit immediately, bye. I'm not going to go back and forth with someone looking and complaining about an amazing opportunity. I've never done that. I've never been shown how to log in. I've never been shown how to enroll a person. I've never been shown how this works and how that works. I make it happen myself. So when I attract all these different complaints, I'm like, see ya, you're not cut out for it. You ain't cut out for it. Bye. You know, when people try and tell me they're a coach, but they've got no results, I let them know about it instantly. I let them know about it immediately. Hey man, that's manipulation, right? What do you mean? You can't coach people if you're broke. That's manipulation. You're getting them to do things that you can't do. Why don't you learn and then just show instead of telling? Those that can't do, teach. No offense to the teachers online. Right? So be more aggressive and just underline that. Be more aggressive. Not with people, just with the truth, with what you know is true. Don't let people get away with it, man. I'm telling you right now. I said something the other day, like when I used to work a job, my manager come up to me there once and he was like, Jake, get off your phone. I was like, no. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, tell all these to get off their phone and then I get off mine. Jake, you can't read books in the office. Okay, well, you just spoke about what your weekend for the first 3 hours of the day. Okay, so I'm gonna read. And if you go and get and if you can say what you want to me, but I'll go and get your manager and let them know what you've been up to as well. So trust me, I stood up for myself. Sounds like a pyramid, man. Everyone who's also broke told me the same thing. I'll tell you right now, I do not let people talk shit about what I know to be true. I'm not saying go and cause fights. I'm saying protect your subconscious mind. Impress your subconscious mind. Have some standards. Some people need to hear it. I see down the line when me and Dan first started to interact, and I told him some truths. He went a bit quiet for a couple of days, come back because he realized no one's ever spoke to me like that before. Jack was like very straight to the point, and I respect that because I've got a goal to hit, and I ain't getting any younger. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm not here to. I'm not. I mean, it'd be great if we become friends, but I'm here to help you, man. Like, you just let me know you want X, Y, Z, but you've got this perception. That's actually an incorrect perception. Trust me. I used to think the same thing. Right? Stop being so nice. Okay, so here we go. Here's some habits that you can do, and what you do is this: your goal equals your habits. So the goal is to match your habits to your goal. The outcome when the goal happens, guys, leave that to God. Leave that up to the universe. The moment you let go of the outcome, it's actually gonna come in. Like if you put your entire focus on the habits, knowing your goals, you gotta know the goal. You gotta know the goal for sure. You gotta know where you're going, right? But when I put the destination into my sat nav, right, I don't then cover the map with a photo of where we're going. I need to see the way I'm fucking going. I need to see the map. I focus on the next drive. I focus on the next road. I focus on where I'm going right now. I'm not looking at the motorway and going 70 miles an hour down down a 30. Does that make sense? I'm not like, so I'm very much focused on where I am, but I know where I'm going. So the goal equals the habits. What happens is you do the habits over time. Let's say, for instance, you have a goal for this month. Okay, what happens is this, Dan. You get to the end of the month, and I need you all to start processing goals like I process goals. Okay, well, I don't need to, but it just helps me stay positive. I just put a post on saying the only difference between me and you is that I kept going. That's the only difference. So mentally and physically. End of the month comes around and you have not hit your goal. Oh, right. Let's review. Let's review. What habits have we been doing? Well, we do it. Was it actually habitual or was it, one day this, one day that type thing? When I felt like this, when I felt like that, when I made time here, when I made time there type thing. Makes sense. So you have to have focus on habits. So here we go. Some of the habits that you need to do, and some of Jake, you say this every single time. Good. Okay, good. I guarantee you haven't heard me say it as many times as I've said it. I've heard me say it, right? One, wake up early. Why? It's a form of suffering. Stop being so soft. Let's build some calluses. Let's build some mental calluses. Stop being soft. Wake up early. You can't wake up early. Just get a job and wake up early for someone else. Wake up early for you, work on you. How do you work on you? Number two, you write out your gratitude slash goals in present tense. Write out some things that you're grateful for. Write out your goal, your vision. Get clear on it. Paint the picture of your perfect life in present tense. All areas, mentally, physically, financially, relationships. Get deep with it. Number three, read. Right now, I'm reading chapters 4, 14, and 7 in The Science of Getting Rich. I'm reading one chapter from this book of mental toughness, which I've got. It's not really a chapter, it's more of a paragraph slash page. And then I'm actually reading um, John Maxwell, 360 Leader. Okay, so the first two are the main, they're like the one's like a page of inspiration, which is like pretty cool, like nice little reminder. The science of getting rich is more of a study. I'm really studying that. I'm really thinking about it. I'm like, this is like, wow, this is deep. And every time I read it, it feels like it feels new because I'm new. And then I'm actually reading with a coffee and just chilling out with my son, in the morning. 360 Leader by John Maxwell. Really good book. Honestly, it's just like music to my ears. It's so easy to read. It's actually hard to put down. It's one of those books. Okay. Number four, exercise. 4, 14, then 7. Exercise. I do 10,000 steps minimum every day outside. Chase my son around the table. Get some thousand steps in there. My son does 10,000 steps a day too, I promise. Exercise, training. You gotta look good, man. You gotta look good. You gotta feel good. You gotta be attractive. You gotta be bold. Okay. You gotta have an edge. Michael Jordan trained his arms, nothing to do with his ability in basketball, everything to do with intimidating his opponents. He didn't need to have big biceps as a basketball player. He did it to look good. He did it to look good. He did it to look aggressive. He did it to demand respect when he walked onto that court. Well, your court is a three-way. Your court is meeting someone. That's what your court is, right? Game time. So you got to look good. Exercise. Number five, part of looking good. You got to control what's going in your mouth. Macros. Calculate your macros. What proteins, fats, and carbs are you eating every single day? Remember, observe your body. Observe your behavior. Observe it. You ain't got to like track it. I mean, you know what I do, guys? I eat the same foods every day. Food shopping's so easy for me. I don't have to think. Go in there, oats, almond milk, Greek yogurt, frozen blueberries, honey, prawns, noodles, veg, square bars, Cocoa Pops. Just told you my whole diet. On rest days, it's bagels, egg. Oh no, I bacon, egg. No bacon on rest days. Egg, bagels, chicken, salad, salmon, pasta, Greek yogurt. I know, like I don't even have to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's not. I don't have to. It doesn't take up any mental capacity. It's on system. It's systematized. Yes, and you want to type into Google your macro calculator, type in your goals, all of that stuff. You need to work out your goals, like what you want to do. It's important to be aware of exactly what you put in your body. Yeah, my fitness pal, you know what you can do in my fitness pal? You can actually type in meals and then save it as a meal. So you ain't got to type it in every time. Just when you just that meal, right? Systematize it, make it effortless. Get an Apple Watch, track your steps, stuff like this. You know, out of all exercise, training in the gym, cardio, and just doing steps, guess what burns the most calories? Just, just let me know in the chat. Out of doing cardio, weight training, or just typical daily steps, steps burns the most calories. I never used to, I never understood that. My trainer used to tell me 10,000 steps a day, but because I never understood why or the importance of or the actual facts about it, slash facts, yeah. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Now I know. I never take any shortcuts anymore. I just went Tesco just before this call. The car park's basically empty. Park's in the furthest spot away. Just little habits. Number six, drop voices, no drinking, no smoking, no wasting time, no scrolling down the scroll hole, um, no watching porn, no gossiping, no gossiping. Okay, you can have some constructive conversations and you can raise concerns, right? But don't get into the whole gossiping, all that da 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 da, right? Number seven, here's actually this is more of an awareness that I've come to recently. Share on your social media what you're doing. Do you know why? Most people actually brag about drinking a bottle of champagne, going on holiday, wasting time and doing bullshit. Then they do reading books, eating healthy, going to the gym, etc. Show your positive habits. The world needs a new narrative. It does. It does. You can't want positive change, but you're not being that positive change. You have to put yourself out there. It's not even about you. It's nothing. You know, the people with the biggest ego create the least content. Ooh, shit. Pen drop. The people who create the least content have the biggest egos. It's all about what you think about you. Oh, well, I'm shy or I'm scared about I like to keep myself to myself. That's a good story. I like to keep myself to myself and move in silent. You mean do fuck all? You mean do nothing? I just put I just put some on Facebook saying I just put some on Facebook saying, well, first I put, have you got my name in your mouth if you can't pay the bills? The second one is keep your business a secret, and you will be a secret to money. Money follows attention. It's not just about money though. Impact follows attention. Income, impact drives income. Impact follows attention. You want to make an impact? Go live with other people. See Dan just did a live with me and Dan just did a live together. Um, guys, drop your ego. Start helping people, man. Start focusing on helping people, putting yourself out there for other people to see, wow, she looks very uncomfortable, but I can't say anything about her because she's doing what I'm not. She looks very uncomfortable right now. He looks very uncomfortable doing that live. In fact, it looks a little bit stupid. But I can't say shit because I'd never press that live button. You get what I'm saying? So you will inspire the right people. Anyone who has a negative thing to say, if they're not talking, oh, their opinion's void anyway. It's void. That's not it's completely void. But I promise you, no one creating content as well will ever say anything negative about your content. They may say it could get better, but they're never gonna like ridicule you for creating content. No way. Ever. Okay. And then number eight, reach out to 10 people per day. That's just a an example of a habit. The number is based on you. Okay, the number is based on your your commitment. I spoke to someone today, and he told me that I'm pretty sure that he's going all in with a business. And he said, I'm reaching out to 5 people a day. I said, bro, like you need to add a zero to that. If you're going all in and you're at a point where at the very beginning of your business, you need to add a zero to that minimum. Just being honest, man. Remember, what did I say the other day? Think of the amount of work you think it's going to require for you to hit your goal. 5 people per day, 2 people per day, 3 people per day. Woo! Times it by 10. That's really what it's going to take. And if you don't like that, right? If you don't like that, I want you to time yourself reaching out to 50 people. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, it doesn't take you from 9 to 5. Does not take you 8 hours for some. And remember, most people that put 8 hours in for someone else, but God forbid putting 1 hour of work in for your goals. Ooh, you must be crazy. 50 people from a smartphone. My thumbs will be hurting. I don't even know 50 people. Just go to one influencer's page and check out how many comments they've got, check out how many likes they've got, right? Guys, come on. You ain't got many people. You got a load of excuses, didn't you? You found them, didn't you? Hey, you gotta find people or find excuses. You can't find both, right? Okay. So that's it, guys. That is today's call. Winners, they focus on habits. People that are people that quit, they focus their only focus was results. And understanding that you have to give it your all when it comes to your goals. I truly believe, and I want you to think about this. When was the last time you said you was going to do something and you actually gave it your all and you never achieved it? The answer's never, by the way. Like the crackhead always finds the crack. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how they've got no money, but they always manage to hit their goal. You know what I'm saying? So like you want it that bad, you will make it. I promise you, you will make it happen. You just have to psych out your mind to the point where like it has to happen. I heard Andy Elliott talk about the other day. He said he was doing this, he was doing that. But it wasn't until his wife grabbed his love handles and shook it and said, You've let yourself go." He was like, "Oh shit!" Like that was it. Then he turned. That was it. And she said to him, "I've learned how to live without you." He got fired up. I mean, my wife, she's constantly sending me like new like 5 bedroom homes. I'm like, fucking hell, like she just send me a house. I'm like, in other words, we need more money, babe. We need more money. Can you get to work? Right? And I'm like, she didn't say that though. She knows how to, she knows how much I love her. All right. Any questions, guys? Got 10 minutes. Put an eye in the chat if you got a question. Did you like what I just said? Yeah? Has that helped? Has it helped with perspective? Are you gonna stop beating yourself up and start doing more self inventories and just readjust and go again? Like you just readjust and go again. You readjust, go again.